What up? My name is Brad. Welcome back to Dragon Ball Legends. Today, we're talking about equipment. So everything from is it good, what you're looking for, what you need to look for, which ones you want to keep in mind, just kind of everything about equipment in general. If you enjoy Dragon Ball Legends content, make sure you go down below, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video, and remember being sub to the channel, leaving a like, going down below, and letting me know to use Apple, to use Android, iTunes, Google Play, however you want to word it. Go down, let me know which one you use. You're entered for a chance to win a $10 iTunes card or a $10 Google Play card, depending on which one you do use. And yeah, I'll do that every other Sunday, starting next Sunday. So remember to sub, leave a like, leave a comment, and let's check out this video about equipment. Okay, so there's a couple things about equipment that I want to cover. Don't judge a book by its cover, essentially, because when it comes to equipment, I don't really know a full way to phrase this for you guys, but there's a couple equipments that are super good, and they don't look super good on the surface. Okay, so you have something like this silver equipment here that was a little while back. Nice strike defense, key restore speed is normally pretty high on these, and blast attack. Now, I do have a double gold on that one. I'll get a little bit more into rarities and stuff like that in a second, but now you just don't judge a book by its cover, because you're going to have even ones like, where's my favorite? This is like my favorite equipment. Fits on any purple unit. Obviously, it's not fantastic, but it is good enough to qualify it as a very good equipment. You get some defense, you get your strike attack, and your blast attack. Now, you primarily want to put this on a blast unit, but if you just want to add a little bit more to his strike, it's never a bad idea. And like I said, it fits on any purple. That's where the versatility comes in handy. Getting into rarities a little bit. That's just overall a fun fact for you. Not a fun fact. Advice for you. Don't judge a book by its cover, because some equipment can be fan-freaking-tastic. Getting into rarities. So, this is the only Z equipment that I have. It's not bad, it's not great. So, what Z and S are in comparison to A, B, C, D, E? In compared to all those, it's just basically how close to what they can be at most is it? So, something like this guy has both of the front two yellow, and then the third one is really close to being yellow. So it pushes into that Z. So we get the damage against regeneration. Again, it's decent. I wouldn't rank it as a better equipment than a lot of others, even if it's labeled Z. It does fit for any Frieza, which is nice, but not super duper essential. Something like this equipment is great. Boosting both of your defenses and a little bit of critical. The critical is kind of irrelevant, but it fits all red units. That's fantastic. But being both defenses gold, great. You know, that's gold. That's a good one. Where's this one? Right here. So something like this is fantastic as well. You get both your attacks pretty decent as well, plus a little bit of defense, and it fits for any yellow unit. So those are a very key thing that I look for, is does a unit fit one specific character, which instantly lowers how good it is for me? Or, you know, does it fit just a category? So does it fit regeneration? Does it fit hybrids? Does it fit anything like that? Or does it fit to typing? I look for typings more than I look for anything. Now, of course, there are a couple exceptions to that rule. If it fits Goku, it's probably pretty good. Like, a lot of these are super good. Strike attack, blast attack, damage to Frieza Force, only fits Goku. Dang, dude. Ugh, no issues there. Also, keep in mind, even if you have yellows, it doesn't instantly make it good. So, something like this guy. This is the first yellow triple I've ever gotten. And, I mean, I'm not going to use it that often. I'm actually amazed it's not a Z. Honestly, because of it being that. But both your defenses are raised and your health. It's not bad. It's good for Bardock, because Bardock has crap equipment right now. He has one really good equipped, and this is probably his next best one. And I happen to get lucky with the triple yellow, but it's also unlucky because, you know, it's on there. What to look for as your best equipment when you have a PvP event going on. Like right now, they're giving out, which equipment is it? This one. Right now you have this equipment. I'm actually going to show you one that's a little more upgraded. Yeah. So this is the one right now. Really, really good because it does fit all blue units. Plus you get plus 9.1% against hybrid Saiyans when health is below 50%. That's great. I mean, if you're a blue unit, you're already dead because of Goten. But still, it's fantastic. It's a good amount of strike attack, which does benefit a lot of blue units. Actually, a primary amount of them are actually going to be strike when you actually go through it. Critical, which is nice to have, so it's just a percentage on it. So say your base critical, I don't know what it is in this game, but say it's 8%. I don't think it is. But say that's what it is, then that gives you 17% on top. It's about another percent, give or take. You know what I mean? So it's, even if you got to that 100% having critical over everything, you have crazy critical, you're only at 16%. So keep that in mind. Just if something says 100% or 17, that doesn't give you an instant 17% critical. That means your base critical goes up 17%. Same thing as strike. You know, it's saying right there, strike attack. If your strike attack is 50,000, it instantly goes up to an additional, 55,000 now. So that's basically what you gotta look for, 56. But whatever, it's basically 11%. Like I said, there are a lot of equipments that I highly recommend. Always get the ones from PvP, even if they're just character exclusive. Like this one is just Turles. Always get them. It doesn't matter. You're gonna need them. Maybe don't have as many as I do. You know, you want, I would say 3 of each equipment. I don't think you need any more than that. Like if you're grinding, grind up a bunch of the same one. I mean a bunch. And then go through and pick out which ones are actually good. Like right now, I've been grinding up, where's the Super Saiyan one? I've been grinding up this Super Saiyan one. I'm trying to get a Z1 so damn bad. Right now, this is still my best one with decent strike attack, decent strike defense, well, good strike attack, decent strike defense, and a really good key restore. Now, obviously, other ones that are labeled S won't have the same like strike attack, but a much higher key restore. So, do you want to give it that 2% of strike attack to then give you almost 5% in key restore? Sometimes it's worth it. It depends on the unit, of course. Like for something like Super Trunks, that's a pretty solid equipment because he's already got ridiculous strike attack. So adding a little bit of key restore to him and some defense, never a bad thing. Just keep that kind of stuff in mind. When this one comes back, which I'm hoping it will soon, make sure you grind the Shallot one out. This is a really good equipment. I wish I had grinded for a better one because these are like the character exclusive ones that came out a while back. We're talking, this came out a couple months ago now. Same thing with like the Broly one and stuff like that you see people using. Base key restore speed being 7%. If you can get a triple gold of this one, god damn, that's a good ass equipment because boosting both your defenses in one slot, I guarantee equipment's going to be the way that this game really power curves later in the future. I'd almost guarantee that to you. Your base health going up as well on top of your key restore and your defenses, really good equipment on top of the Super Saiyan now. Something like this one. This was the biggest pain in the ass equipment I've ever gone through to get. Which one's better? Yeah, see, so here's the give and take that you want to have. This is the biggest pain in the ass equipment that I've ever had to get. Truthfully, but it is phenomenal. It fits any hybrid Saiyan, which is good. You know, hybrid Saiyans ain't going anywhere. You get a good amount of strike attack, a good amount of blast attack, which sometimes, like Super Trunks, you wouldn't put this on Super Trunks because he doesn't need that blast attack. As much as that strike attack may look nice, you can find a better equipment going down to like 10% strike attack and a good amount of defense. He's not going to ever need his blast attack. You don't want him on a blast. That's just how it is. Key restore speed, what do you want? Do you want a higher key restore speed? Or do you want to go over here and get a little bit higher on the blast attack? Like something like this for Gohan is fan-freaking-tastic because his key restore speed already shoots through the roof whenever 16 goes down. Something like this equipment right here is almost busted on Gohan. So that's where you just kind of learn what you're looking for. Don't get too hyped about the rating. That's a big, big thing. You know, it may say S, but it could just be complete crap. And I mean, there's a couple ones that look for unconventional uses. Something like this equipment, it seems horrible, but it's great for like hitting a 2 million on a rising rush because you lower your health with each one of those. So your health is instantly lower, you take more damage. And you pop this on a unit that you want to that already has low health, you don't boost them up at all with any kind of health upgrades, anything like that. That can put up some massive damage for a rising rush. So just keep stuff like that in mind, because the lower HP you have, the less units you have. Like so something like Bardock. This equipment fits on a Bardock because it's no conditions. It fits on anybody. But it fits on there. Boosts up his strike attack, so you're doing more damage. You get your special move damage, so you're doing more damage. Plus your blast attack, doing more damage. And then you lose a bunch of health, which is actually good, because Bardock has a lot of health, and he can do a lot of damage. So the lower health you have, then you can, boom, bust it out on a rising rush. There's just things to look for. Like I said, definitely try to get 3 S's of each equipment. So you can see right here, this Dr. Girard that I have right here, I do have 3 S's in there. The Android 19, I wasn't able to get a bunch of them. Sometimes you're just not going to be able to. It's very tough to get some of these equipments to that. Like the PvP one, it's hard to get S1s of those because you got to play PvP. You can't just use a skip ticket. So it makes it a bit more difficult. Know what kind of team you want to use Do you like Saiyans? Do you like regeneration? Because if you like regeneration, when this Piccolo one was out, you should focus heavily on that. You know what I mean? Because, well, that's Piccolo specifically. This one right here is for regeneration. But, you want to heavily focus on that then. Because you got 3 units that are rocking that plus critical. You're rocking a regeneration team with 3 units plus 15 to 20% critical. You get a bunch of boosts for androids and your key restore speeds off. That's when you really start putting a team together. You know what I mean? Taking a look at your Saiyans. So say you just have mediocre damage output with your Saiyans. Okay. Look a little bit into it. So if you're slapping this equipment onto Super Vegeta, it's not going to benefit him that much. Yeah, there's a blast attack boost, but it's only 3%. There's a strike attack, great. Special move damage is nice, but what's more important? Do you want to slap that equipment on him? Or do you want to go down here and snag up like one of these, which I think is actually still strike. Which one's blast? Yeah, something like this guy. That's for blue. Whatever. The point is you want to look for something that massively boosts your blast attack. And don't do what I do. Don't hang on to a bunch of equipment you don't need. Get rid of all your Bs. Get rid of most of your A's. If it has a D ranking, it's probably not worth investing in unless it's like a ridiculous D ranking in the first stat is like strike attack plus 14%. But you kind of know being a D ranking, the rest of it's going to be kind of crap. You want to start out with pretty much if it says C. That's kind of your way to know is okay, this is a C equipment with a gold at the beginning. It's probably going to end off pretty well. From general standards, of course, there are times there's exceptions to every single rule. This is the biggest exception I've seen, this being an S with 0 gold. So you never really know. Grind up money like crazy, grind up souls like crazy. Make sure you're doing your Z adventures. Like right now, I'm sitting on 115 million. And I know, everybody in the comments, I have 385 million. Great, I have 398 every single one of my units. That's why I only have 115 million. That's the whole reason why. Make sure you're doing your equipments a bunch. Get a crap ton of souls. This is after finishing all my units. No matter what unit comes out, I can 398 them that day. Easily, it's done. And I still have more than enough to go through, and I'm like, you know what? I want to do some equipment upgrades. Go through, it's like, okay, D, E. I don't want any of these. D, D. And it's like, oh, C. We'll go for that guy. You click this guy, you upgrade it, you're like, okay, brought me to a B. Probably just going to get to an A. It might even just stay at a B. But you're going to get to an A with that then. But pretty much the only way to get to a Z, barring a couple rare, is starting at C. Because C is going to jump to A, and then A is going to jump to Z. It's kind of the only way it's going to go. Occasionally, you're going to get the ones that are right underneath that yellow. Check the percentages that these equipments can be. That's a big way you want to do it. So if you're looking where's it at? Okay, so in game, as far as I can tell, there's no way to really check the percentages the equipment can be. Look at legends.dbz.space. I know for sure Renzi has put it in there, and it gives you the minimum and the maximum an equipment can be, and you can compare that equipment and be like, okay, this is decent, this is not so decent. So even if something looks great, it could be booty for that equipment. So keep that in mind. So something could say 14% strike attack, great, but the max is 20. You know what I mean? So it's like it may not be worth fully just jumping into that. There's a couple ones, if you want to use specific teams, it's definitely a good idea. There's a couple equipments that are that's crazy. Damage to red up to 30 timer counts, that's great for a yellow unit like Android 18. I think, yeah, it's any female warrior. Base strike attack, even if it's a blue unit, you can just body Gogeta then after 30 timer counts. Base health being an okay percentage. There's a couple things to look out for. When it comes to getting equipment, the best thing that I can really recommend, so this is what I do. I get rid of one of my stamina bars. We happen to be right here. I do my 10. I do my 10, 10, 20, and 20. I don't use any other energy throughout the day. I use this. I kind of let my stamina refill naturally. Occasionally I'll go in and I'll pop. Douche. You gotta make it difficult. Hold up real quick. So I use 1, get me down to 9. Boost my stamina all the way back up. Get me down to 9, boost it up. And then when an event drops that I really want that equipment, boom, I have 60 stamina just sitting there that I don't even take into account in my memory. You know what I mean? So that's how I've done it since day 1. So then when that equipment does come out, it's cool, I can just bust out 99 runs on this, and there's bound to be at least one good one. You don't necessarily have to use your skip tickets. You just don't use the skip tickets. If you skip a whole bunch at one time, it's not going to give you the general. You want to run each one individually, because it's kind of like singles compared to consecutives. Some people really like singles, some people like consecutives. You know, some people like to run it all at once, and some people really like to just do each one individually. It's kind of nice. I like individually for the most part, because you're not flying through your skip tickets too, so if you gotta use a skip every now and again, you can. But that's my general take on equipment. Like I said, keep an eye out for ones you want to grind up. For the most part, any ones that fit a full team are going to be great. Specific characters are a bit tougher. If it's through PvP and it's for a specific character, grind that up. Get those equipments. They are worth it. If it's going to be something like this Frieza equipment, yeah, I mean, you got to do this mission anyways. For the most part now, they make you grind up all this stuff. So you may as well, honestly. But ones like this, for example, like I want to use Gogeta to his absolute fullest. So I'm trying my hardest on the last day of this freaking event to get a Z of this equipment. I have grinded this stage. I don't even want to imagine how many times I've grinded this between this time, the last time, and the first time it came. I don't even want to imagine how many times I've grinded. I've only gotten an S. So don't feel too bad if you're not getting S's or Z's. It happens, okay? Anyways, I'm going to leave that. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. Any questions at all? Any questions at all, leave me down below in the comment section, and I will definitely get to you as fast as I can. I mean, I do work and everything like that. I still have a full-time job and stuff, so can't expect too much of me, but definitely leave them down there. I'll get to you. Somebody else will get to you. We'll make sure you got your answers, and I will catch you in the next video. Deuces.